just talk about snow coming in. That is true. Let me see here. Let me area. The darkest shading here is where the most intense icing could be. Okay, so we're talking from Cocoa, Greenwood, all the way up into the southern half of Knoxville, Tennessee, and just west of the Asheville viewing area. And like I said, the National Weather Service has issued a winter storm watch as well. I'll actually pop that on here. Let's see here. There we go. So you can see here this this blue shading is the winter storm watch for the entire viewing area. Um, accumulation is very different in every area. The Knoxville office has actually divided a line where the snow accumulations and the ice accumulations will occur. Okay, Beckett, you have something?
Not just yet. I'm still getting the feedback up. My apologies.
Okay, we're still live though, right?
Yes, we're live. I'm getting one social media platform.
Okay. All right. While Beckett does that, I'll read some of the winter storm watches so you guys can get a very clear visual of what we're dealing with. So going off, first of all, of the Knoxville office, because of our East Tennessee counties, um, they have the winter storm watch for here. First of all, goes from late Friday night through Sunday evening, Tennessee time, basically. Think about it. Heavy mixed precipitation possible. Snow accumulations between 4 to 10 inches, so that's why there's a watch. This is where they can see 4 to 10 inches with will be possible primary north of Knoxville with the heaviest accumulations near the Kentucky border and far western Virginia. In addition to the snow, ice accumulations of up to 1/2 of an inch will likely be south of the line from Crossville to Tellico Plains, especially the southern Cumberland Plateau. Okay, so that would be like right around this area here, if you think about it, in that area. Um, and then Greenville Spartanburg, they are saying a little bit of a different thing here uh, for where they are. Okay, Beckett, you got that feed up?
Yes,
Okay.
I can take over if you need me to.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You talk a little bit more, okay? So go ahead, Beckett.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and release the latest forecast of what we may be expecting out of the system right now. So let's go ahead here and think. So I don't have the forecast models up here. We're having some technical issues getting the Highland weather specifically graphics up. So let's go ahead here and just think about it. So Friday night into all of Saturday, what I'm anticipating to happen is we'll start off with mainly snow showers. So we'll see um, mainly heavy snow showers will most likely be possible because if we look at those temperatures, we'll see those temperatures will be in the mid to upper 20s, those lower 30s. So we'll see those temperatures start to cool down a little bit, see that snow showers continue to move in. However, once we get towards the evening and overnight hours on Saturday into the early portion, or actually all day Sunday, that's when we're going to see that mixed precipitation, that icing threat. So that's when I'm anticipating that ice storm to really make its way through much of the viewing area. That is because if you look at the high temperatures through much of the region on Sunday, we'll see those temperatures being in the mid 30s, even some upper 30s through much of the South Carolina upstate. All of that will bring the increasing chance for for moderate ice accumulation. Some of the forecast models are wanting to suggest 1 inch of ice accumulation. However, we are a few days away. We still have, so today it's a few days before, many changes are expected. So we're not going to go out and we're not going to say how many accumulations going to happen. We're not going to say exactly what we're expecting out of it. No one in this entire field is able to tell you what we're going to see this weekend. This has been out of all the hardest system for us to forecast. So we'll continue to keep you updated on the latest information. That's why we're doing this live broadcast. If you have any questions, just send them in the live chat and we'll be happy to answer them live here as well. So that's the latest I have here. I'm trying to think if there's any points that I'm missing. If you do happen to ask any snowfall accumulation questions, we are not going to fully answer those yet because, again, we are a couple days away from the initial arrival. As Mason was mentioning before, we are under a winter storm watch. Winter storm watches have been put in place through the entirety of the Highland weather viewing area. I just wanted to go ahead and mention this one part here. So what they're saying on there is total snow and sleet accumulations between 1 and 6 inches and ice accumulations between 4/10 to 1 inch possible. And one of the things that continue to keep stand out for me during this winter storm watch here is one of the messages saying persons should consider delaying travel, all travel. If travel is absolutely necessary, drive with extreme caution. That includes making sure you have a storm kit along with you, such as tire chains, booster cables, flashlight, shovel, blankets, and extra clothing. Also take water, first aid kit, and anything else that would help you survive in case you become stranded. So that is some heavy wording with the winter storm watch. And I've been looking at I've been fascinated for weather since 2016. So I've not necessarily seen that type of wording locally in a winter storm watch in quite a long time. The last winter storm that we've had was 8 inches of snow that fell in 2021. I believe that was also January of 2021 where we saw those 8 inches of snowfall. So just think of it like that. Think about that you were a little bit stranded for those 2 days after that storm initially hit. Not just that, and then after this part, I'll jump it right back to the team, and if the team has anything else to say as well. Right after the system moves through, that's when we're going to talk about winds gusting to 40 to 50 miles per hour, which if we get ice or snow accumulation, that'll become very concerning with power outages as well, if you think about it too. The low temperatures, as soon as the system moves through, is going to be brutal. So whatever we see, if it's going to be snow, ice, or sleet, whatever we're going to see, it's going to remain for a very long time, for much of next week. Because once we get into Monday, once we get started into the work week, we're not even reaching above freezing. The high is going to be at 30. The low is going to be in the single digits, around 4 degrees, not exactly, but around those temperatures. Some models are even suggesting below zero temperatures, which is also the concern with power outages. So no matter what, the best thing you need to do right now is you need to get prepared. Be worried about worst case scenario. I'm not here to hype. I'm not here to make it a big deal. I'm here to try to convince you that this system may be something just to be prepared for if this models and these forecasts do roll through. I'll get to all of those stuff that you need in just a minute. Mason, Alex, do any of you guys have anything you want to say?
Yes.
I do, yes. I want to share something from the hurricane hunters. these hurricane hunters are going to be giving us some crucial data with storm. Right now, the 53rd Weather Resistance Squadron, also known as the Hurricane Hunters, is getting crucial data on the storm set to impact a large portion of the country this weekend. Better data is expected as a result of these missions. That's all I have for that.
Okay. Well, I have some other breaking news I need to share, but I'm gonna jump it over to Mason now. Mason has some graphics that he wants to share. So go ahead, Mason.
So, Beckett, you hit the nail on the head, first of all, with what you said about how this system's going to go down. I want to also mention that another thing we can see with the system is temperatures, like what Beckett said. So, if you look right now, these are current temperatures across the area. You can see they are somewhere above freezing. You see 45 down in our Georgia County, 59 in South Carolina, and
Tammy.
the Asheville metro area in the 30s right now, upper 30s, close to that freezing mark almost. And even across East Tennessee, well above 41. Okay, so what this thing is another thing called an Arctic blast. Okay, which means we get blasts of cold air. Okay, and when you factor in this, when you factor in these air temperatures with the winds, because the winds are, if I'm not mistaken, Becca, have you heard anything about how, like the winds being a threat with this system? Becca, do we have that? I can't hear you, Becca. I can't hear you. Text me. Oh, okay. um,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you. Okay, thank you. I was
Okay.
asking, do we have the information about the winds really, like how fast they're supposed to be?
So according to forecast models of what I've seen, those winds could be as strong as about 30 to 40 miles per hour. But again, we're a couple days away. But that's out of all what I've seen on the models so far.
So 30 to 40 miles an hour, that's really fast. And also that factors in the wind chills. Okay, and I want to show you that as well. Um, these are current wind chills across the area. So this is what it feels like right now. So when this system blows through, we could very well see these wind chills drop really. Okay. I think this is the highest I've seen the wind chills like all winter really. But yeah, that's another thing. So we got that you have to keep in mind is that not only are we going to get snow and the potential for ice, but the potential for very cold air to come in as well. I mean, look at some of these numbers really. They're very much above zero, really. You can see 35 in Asheville, 44 rather in the Knoxville area, and then across our parts of our Carolina counties, we're in anywhere from the mid to upper 30s to even the low 40s in wind chill walks. Again, this is what it feels like. So when you factor in that air temperature with the winds, how fast the winds are moving, that's how you get this wind chill right here. So I wanted to point that out as well. So Beckett, do you have anything that you want to pass along? Because that's what I had right now.
So we have received official updates from the governors of both North and South Carolina, and they have officially declared a state of emergency for this upcoming system through much of this weekend here. That includes North and South Carolina. I'm unsure about Tennessee at this point. But again, state of emergencies have been declared with North and South Carolina. We're still continuing to look at the latest snowfall totals and ice accumulations. It is way too early in the forecast to give you that information. The earliest that we might be able to give it to you would be Thursday night. But again, we're most likely not going to be able to give you the most accurate forecast until much of or in-depth forecast until much of Friday. Again, if you have any questions, make sure to put it into the live chat and on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any of those, and we'll be happy to answer them if you have any questions. I mean, that's out of all what I have to say. I'm still continuing to look on sources, still continuing to see if we have any updates so far. We have entered red mode, which is the first time we've done it since Hurricane Helene. So that's I don't want to put it at that level because that's pushing it too much. But I want to say that you definitely want to be prepared. You definitely want to make sure you have you're ready for prolonged power outages, 2 to 3 days without power. Because with the snow and ice accumulation that we'll see out of this system, the accumulation on trees, those tree land branches could snap and can cause power outages. And with all the slippery conditions that we may see out of the system, that'll make it also a little bit impossible for those power, you know what I'm talking about. I can't get the exact word out. But yes, it is something to be concerned about, and definitely want to make sure you also want to make sure you have a full tank of gas in your car, just so you have ways to continue to stay warm if you're without power for such a long time. Mason, I see you have something else you have up. Do you want to talk about that as well?
About this, and as Beckett said, we are not able to give you exact amounts of like either snow or ice at this point. So at this point, any of this could change. Again, this is 72 hours out from now. So today's Wednesday, so this is 72 hours from now. Okay, so even though we're seeing some dark shading right here, and again, keep in mind this is ice accumulations. Okay, so this is how much ice we are expecting. We could be expecting, or it's possible. With the heaviest being over towards Shelbyville, Tennessee. But any of this could change. So, like this highlighted area could shift more into the Asheville area. Could it? Yes. Could it go south? Yes, it could change. I will say this: one thing that I was taught, and Becca, I don't know if you know this, but the National Weather Service gave me a good tip one time when I visited them in 2024, and that is that the forecast changes from time to time. Don't rely on the models all the time on what they're saying at the present moment because they change from time to time, and so does the forecast. So any of this could change at a given moment, folks. So I would say to you this way: play it safe, be in that watch mode, not red mode, but watch mode, okay? Because we are under winter storm watch. And just be prepared. So it's better be safe than sorry, okay? So that's why I want to share is that these ice accumulations could change, really, okay? And also another thing I want to mention is that the watch could get upgraded, very well upgraded to a possible a winter storm warning, okay? If not downgraded to a winter weather advisory, but I'm suggesting that we may get a winter storm warning.
I think we'll most likely see a winter storm warning directly out from that system, just by the forecast models, just from what I've been seeing. However, if it's a winter storm warning or an ice storm warning, I'm uncertain about that because the precipitation that we're seeing, that the models are continuing to say, we don't know. We don't know if it's going to snow. We don't know if it's going to be sleet. We don't know if it's going to be freezing rain. It could be any of those at all. So
we could see them all come at the same time. That could also be a possibility.
That is a possibility. And it also all depends on the temperature and the upper part of the atmosphere. So some during the what did you say?
I said the road temperatures too, how cold the road temperatures are. I mean, no doubt they're going to be below freezing.
Correct. And one other thing too is that if we look at the temperatures in the upper part of the atmosphere, if I looked at the forecast models correctly, the upper part of the atmosphere where that precipitation falls during the time on Sunday will be in the 40s. And the temperatures here could be either in the 30s or below freezing. So in the upper part of the atmosphere, we could just be seeing moderate to very heavy rainfall. But once it starts to reach here, it could start becoming a little bit freeze. And with those temperatures, those road temperatures, it can become a freeze on much of the roadways, which will make for treacherous travel and really something to out of all be concerned about.
It is definitely something to be concerned about. But don't get your hopes up too quickly. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pull the regional radar up because I wanted to show that as well. Give me one second here. I got pull the radar back. There we go. This right here is our regional radar. Well, my regional radar, but we're using it, okay? But still, radar is radar. So you see here we have this line of showers right now, maybe even some rumble of thunder is moving through. That's because we have temperatures above freezing. So we're getting rain right now, but if these temperatures drop, we could get some slick spots. And there's no doubt, Beckett, there's another thing that we could see at the beginning of the storm or about like midpoint in the storm, we can very well start to see slip spots already develop on the roads.
Correct. And just while you're mentioning that radar, just keep the radar up for just a second here. I do want to mention one thing. So this is completely unrelated to this winter storm that we're about to see this weekend. But we have a snow chance tonight too. I mean, it's not going to be as widespread as this weekend, but that chance is there. This will mainly stay along the North Carolina-Tennessee state line. So if you're traveling through much of that area tomorrow morning, those temperatures will warm up massively. So there's nothing really to worry about towards the afternoon hours. But if you're traveling through much of those regions during the early portion tomorrow morning, just beware of some slick spots, beware of some snowy conditions through much of the North Carolina-Tennessee state line. But that will mostly stay along that area, and we will most likely just see rain through much of the forecast area tonight. However, again, it's a completely different story of what we're going to see this weekend. I'm trying to make it, because we're talking about snow tonight and we're talking about snow this weekend, and I'm trying to make it so it's not confusing in a certain way, because it sounds confusing. And this is completely unrelated to what we're going to see this weekend.
So that we are going to see snow both tonight and this weekend. So like 1-2 punch, basically. There's another safety tip I always like to pass this one along is that if you have a home security system, and now's a good time, or even like I would say maybe Thursday, Friday, maybe tomorrow or Friday, test that thing. Really test your alarm system. Make sure it's ready to go. That way, in case if you have a power outage and you're not able to call 911, but you still have your security system, make sure you test it. That way, it's ready to go in case you have to signal your alarm company. Especially, make sure it's good to go. Make sure it's on the cellular. Okay. I tested mine today. Mine's working perfect. Okay. So, but make sure you have your alarm system on the cellular with the monitoring center, and make sure you test that thing, because that is a second 9. Like to pass along when we're preparing for things like this.
Right. So probably want to talk about the preparedness. So one of our forecasters and storm chasers within the Highland Weather team, Connor, is supposed to join. I don't know when he's supposed to join, but we'll continue to see. One thing I do want to mention is we're posting these forecast models out for a specific reason. We're posting them out just to get you prepared, just to get you of what you might see. However, not just Highland Weather itself, but other meteorologists, other forecasters across this entire field has been receiving a lot of pushback or not really nice comments of us posting this information. I said it before on the Weather Watch program, and I'll continue to say it again. We're posting this out just to get you prepared of what we may see. The reason why we say it, have it on the graphics and what we see have in the description, those say specifically not a forecast in all caps. We're not including this in the forecast. Those forecast models are the forecast models. That is not a direct forecast from Highland Weather. I've released part of my own forecast tonight. I'll probably release my own version of the forecast again differently tomorrow. And we'll probably, as we get closer to Friday, I will be releasing some maps showing you exactly what locations could be receiving it, the timing, everything like that. But that's the reason why we're continuing to post these models out, just to get you prepared. And this is part of the reason why we're doing a live stream as well.
And like Nick said, that's not a forecast. We're trying to get you guys to know that there is something coming, okay? It's just like with me, with my solo stuff that I do with the Fast Track Storm Center, okay? Follow, by the way, on Facebook and YouTube. But yeah, we're trying to, we're not here to scare you guys. We're here to prepare you and keep you informed, like other meteorologists do, okay? Like me, like Beckett, like Alex, like oh God, this is probably a big name you guys would probably hear if you watch New Jersey. Nor'easter Nick. Those people, including us, are trying to prepare you guys, not scare you or make you overthink yourself, okay? We're trying to get you prepared so you know what to do or know how to prepare, know what is coming your way, if that makes sense. If that puts things into perspective, Beckett. Okay? So, myself, Beckett, Alex, the whole entire Highland Weather team, and again, Nor'easter Nick. All watching the same exact system, all right? Beckett, have you heard anything from him, from Nor'easter Nick, about what he's saying? Maybe like a little bit comparison?
I've not. He serves New Jersey, so I don't really watch him as much.
Okay, I just didn't know what he was saying. Okay, but yeah, he's tracking that exact same storm. So, but yeah, we are trying to keep you guys informed. But look at this line though, Beckett. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some rumbles of thunder embedded with this line.
I maybe a little bit, but the temperatures are out of all going to remain a little bit warmer for lightning and thunder. I mean, maybe towards upstate South Carolina and Piedmont, North Carolina, but I don't think that we'll see thunderstorms, rumbles of thunder out of it. But that's my opinion. That's my thought on that.
I got something to say as well here. This comes first from pets. Pets are number one. Please bring in your pets. Bring pets indoors. Garages, sheds, and porches are not significant. Or I say that word. Ensure they have a warm, dry space along with food and unfrozen water. No pet should be left outside overnight in the dangerous conditions. As temperatures drop, pets cannot survive prolonged exposure to the cold. Please bring in your pets immediately, and please do not leave them outside.
I'll agree with that one, and especially with colder temperatures, and this is something that we can't control as much. If we do receive a power outage from this, not just at us, the pets are going to be cold too. But that brings me to another point here. When you're getting prepared for the system, you also want to make sure you stock up on your animals' food, litter, everything like that, just in case you are getting low, or just in case you're stuck at your house for a long period of time, or the power outage is gone. Because also what you can think of too, and what I also heard from a forecaster at another television network say is that if the power does go out, we could also be worrying, and this place what's it called? The business decides to stay open. You may want to make sure, you also want to make sure you have cash. So if you want to pay for stuff, you also want to make sure you have cash in hand just in case a business remains open and they have something that you want. Just wanted to mention that part, and I remember a forecaster mentioning that as well.
Yep, you're right. You're right. And I do have it on me, Beckett. I do. I have it with me. I have my own.
Smart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I have here, let's take fast track Doppler radar for a minute because I want to bring this up as well. Going back to that band of rain that we have moving through here.
Really quick, while you do that, I'm going to try to present my screen to see if it works with the graphics. And it may jump me off air again.
Okay, that's fine.
Keep on going.
Okay. So go ahead. Let's take fast track Doppler radar full. Okay. So looking here right now. So what we're looking at right now, since we have that band of heavy rain moving through, we're looking at 12-hour rainfall right now. So this is going back to shortly before 6 a.m. And I just want to point out that we are not seeing that much rainfall across our viewing area right now. A little bit, just very much under an inch across the Nashville metro area. But you notice over here, not a single drop really showing up. So I wanted to point out. So, but still, if you're going out tonight, if you have to head into work tonight, if you're working like maybe second or third shift, at your job tonight, use caution though, because there could be some ponding of water out there. I don't know how heavy this rain is falling, but still want to keep that point in mind that even though this is not showing a whole heck of a lot of rainfall, could still be a lot of could be still some ponding of water. So I wanted to point that out here on the radar, really. But yeah, Beckett, you've been hitting the nail on the head, dude. And I'm popping the temperatures back up here, by the way, just so everyone gets an idea of where we at right now.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you can see here, temperatures are still the same as they have been all evening long. You can see we're in the upper 30s to lower 40s across the area. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, again, like I said, these are the current temperatures. These are air temperatures. So how cold it actually is outside. So it's different from the wind chills. Keep in mind, the wind chills are how it feels, what it feels like outside. This is actual air temperatures right here. So you see 37 in Asheville, 39 in the Southwest. Is that town Franklin right there, Beckett? I can't see.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Franklin 39, Greenville Spartanburg 39 as well. And then as we get over into the Knoxville area, 46 as well above freezing, almost nearing 50. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised to see that jump to a little bit of 50 right there before we head into midnight. Okay, and of course, if you head north, it's a lot more colder. It's a little bit more colder, but still dealing with temperatures in 30s and 40s up there, especially across Johnson City. But keep in mind that, like I said, that Arctic blast is possible. So yeah. So Alex, are you still on here?
Alex is still on here, yeah.
Yes.
I just didn't know if he had anything to pass along about the storm as well. Because I need to sit down. My legs are killing me right now. I'm going to leave the radar up then.
Okay. Before I jump on and take over just a little bit more, Alex, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I don't.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take the Highland weather graphics up here. So here's the latest 6 to 10 day temperature outlook over the next couple of days. We can see we're supposed to get way below average temperatures forecasted through much of the region. We can see much of the country is remaining under that full-on way below average temperatures, about a 90% chance for below average temperatures. Well, we look at the parts towards California, those getting above average temperatures. But this is when we'll start to see those freezing cold temperatures start to push its way in. So just something to be prepared about, something to watch out for through the next couple of days, because those cold temperatures will remain. Let's go ahead here and take a look at the maximum wind gusts here. If this actually does want to pop up, that would be fantastic. And it doesn't look like it will. So we'll do forecasted snowfall totals. So we have an automated forecast snowfall total accumulation system. This system here gives you the latest accumulations for the next couple of days. However, this is not tonight through tomorrow. The system has updated to include the 24th. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this graphic here. So this is a total snowfall accumulation. This is direct feed from the National Weather Service. So this is what the National Weather Service is wanting to say. This is, again, not directly from us here at all, but they're wanting this. This is what they may see out of it. It is way too early at this time to talk about how much accumulation is going to fall. But we're continuously trying to watch it. We're showing this just to get you just known of what we may see out of this system if the snow actually does continue to stick for the going with the GFS model here. So let's go ahead here and talk about the latest weather alerts in the viewing area. Let's just bring that up like Mason said before. Here is the latest alerts across the entirety of the Highland weather viewing area. So we can see winter storm watches almost the entirety of the viewing area. Again, remember, we serve all the way to Newberry County in central South Carolina. So they're not under this watch. However, the rest of the viewing area remains under the watch. So let me go ahead and just give you a little update of what we may see, what the National Weather Service out of Morristown and then the National Weather Service out of Greenville-Spartanburg is still continuing to say. If you give me just a quick second here, and Mason mentioned this before, so if you're just tuning in, I'll just give you a brief update here. They're saying accumulations between 1 and 6 inches of snow and sleet, and ice accumulations between 4/10 and 1 inch possible. That's from the National Weather Service in Greenville-Spartanburg. National Weather Service in Morristown, Tennessee. They're saying confidence is increasing for widespread snow, sleet, and freezing rain. This result in moderate to major impacts in infrastructure and transportation. So this is also including our East Tennessee counties. So right now is the best time to get prepared. Want to make sure you have ways to continue to just flat out be prepared for worst case scenario. Let's see here. So I think we do also have the forecast, the high temperatures for Friday. No, actually Friday through Saturday. So let's go ahead here and let me make sure this is the right graphic for Friday, the 23rd. Yes, that is Friday. So this is going to be, and the graphics I've updated, this is not tomorrow's forecast. This is Friday's forecast. It's wanting to show temperatures will be in the 40s, upper 40s, lower 50s through much of the forecasting region. That's during the daytime. Now let's jump towards the overnight forecast for Friday night when that precipitation is expected to move in. Lows will be right at that freezing mark at 30 degrees, upper 30s through much of upstate South Carolina, mid 40s through much of the central portion of South Carolina, upper 30s through the Piedmont, and mid 30s through much of the East Tennessee region. Now we look at Saturday. Saturday, this is why we're not saying how what type of precipitation may completely fall. I mean, that's my forecast. I could be completely wrong. But if you look at the temperature, Asheville sitting at 31. That's 1 degree at that freezing mark. So if you think about it, we could be seeing any modes of precipitation, snow, sleet, ice. This could very well change into an ice storm. This could completely full-on change into an ice storm. This could full-on change into a snowstorm. This could just full-on change into a sleet storm, for that matter. We don't exactly know how this is going to play out. Now, thinking about that, I'm curious what the ice accumulation is going to show, since we have updated accumulation totals all the way through the entirety of the event. So this is what the ice accumulation is wanting to say. So it is wanting to say totals of 0.10 to 0.24 inches of accumulation remain possible. Again, this is subject to change. This is why I'm afraid to completely show this on air, because we're still days away. I'm still not certain on my entire forecast at all whatsoever. This is the hardest thing I've had to forecast in quite a long time. Let's see, can I get it so I can have myself? No, I can't. The graphics are not wanting to work correctly. So this is what they're saying the accumulation totals may be. So just something to be prepared for, something to watch out for. We'll jump at that 7-day forecast here. Let's go ahead here. Looking at the latest updated Highland weather 7-day forecast here. And then I'll jump it back over to the rest of the Highland weather team. Doesn't look like Connor will be joining us tonight. So we'll stay on one more minute, just see if he wants to pop up. Looking at the next 7 days here, we can see Thursday and Friday, we see showers, highs in the low 50s, warm, cooling down into the upper 40s on Friday. Snow showers continue to be possible Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, cooling down into the mid-20s, mid-teens Sunday night. Monday starts off with a few snow showers right at that freezing mark at 32 degrees, low of about 6 or even below that possible. Temperatures will continue to stay a little bit cooler Tuesday through Wednesday. Temperatures warming into the mid-30s, upper 30s, with lows in the mid to upper teens. So that's the latest information that I have here. I don't know, Mason, Alex, do you guys have anything you want to say? Because I don't.
No, I do not.
Okay. Mason, do you have anything you want to say?
We don't either. I just say, just take our advice. Take our advice. Prepare. Be ready for conditions to change and information to change as well. And of course, keep it here to the Highland Weather Storm Center, the Highland Weather Team rather, and also to the National Weather Service as well, and also your local emergency management as well. There was one thing I was going to do. There's something here. I was going. Oh, I know. I was going to show the wind dust current across the area. Let me see here. So this is current wind dust across the area right now. You can see we are on the breezy side right now here in Asheville. And that's actually why these wind chills are actually very much above freezing, above zero actually, because these winds are actually calm right now. You see a little bit windy though across the Knoxville, Morristown area, but for the most part here in Asheville, looking at just breezy, so you may just feel a light wind, a light breeze of wind out there, if you will. But I wanted to show you that right now. That's why we have wind chills that are well above zero. Okay, so it may just feel like a little bit mild out there. Especially in some of the spots where they're in like the 40s right now. Okay, so that's it. That's what I wanted to show. Just be prepared, and just stay safe.
And just be aware with all of this continuing, just continue to be aware there's going to be forecasters, or there's going to be pages out there that's going to say, look at this. This is how much snow is going to fall. This is how much ice is going to fall. Again, way too early for that information. I came across someone on social media saying Asheville was going to get 18 to 24 inches. And this was yesterday. I saw one posting out that we're going to get 20 to 30 inches of snow. That is not going to, it would surprise me out of my mind if that were to happen. But I'm not really anticipating that. If you looked at that 7-day forecast that we showed you on there, you could see those temperatures will remain warm. So, yes, I think that snow chance is there. Like I said before, we may see snow on Saturday. It may switch to ice on Sunday. But it's too early for official accumulation, official timing, anything like that. That's also part of the reason why we're not showing the forecast models directly here. Like the GFS or the ERO models, direct feeds from them directly on here. I mean, Mason, if you...
There's another way that could go. This system could set up, and I don't know if it will do this, but it could set up like as like a divide, really. Like one party viewing area, so like we'll say the northern half of the viewing area gets like snow, and the other half, the south part gets ice, really. And there could be like a dividing line right here in the middle, really. So that also is another way that this could go. Yeah, not saying that could happen, but that's another way that this system could set up. Okay. So yeah,
that is correct, and we can see out of this system what the first scenario could say. It's going to stay up north, and we could get ice accumulations. One scenario, I don't have those scenarios up, so I can't necessarily show you. But another scenario is we get mixed precipitation. Another scenario shows that we get full-on snow. The GFS is continuing to say we get snow. The ERA model is wanting to change that and say we're getting full-on ice. Also, the GFS model is the one that's continuing to show those high snowfall totals, while the ERA model is showing less snowfall totals and more of an ice accumulation. Mason, if you have it by chance, if your system actually has it, are you able to pull up what ERA or GFS models are saying?
I have GFS models, but they're all futurecast based. And like I told you earlier before we came on, we're so far in advance, we're so far out from when the system's supposed to impact us that it's hard for me to do like a model run, a futurecast run. So I do have models, but I don't. But they're all futurecast, really. This is the problem, really.
Okay. So it looks like one of our...
By the way, Becca, there was a message that did come through from Connor, by the way.
Yeah, I just noticed that. He'll be joining in just a few minutes.
Okay. I didn't know if you saw that.
Which means we have to stay on air and figure out what else to say. But
we've already went through everything we can talk about.
Yeah. I had to be right back. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. Beckett, if you want me to, if you lose power, I can take over for Highland weather just like I did with Hurricane Helene.
Yes, and you brought me to the next thing I've been wanting to mention is, so by Friday night, I'm going to mute you really quick because it echoes bad. Just by Friday night, if it does show we're getting that snow, I mean, I'm pretty confident for some sort of wintry precipitation. Don't know what kind. If it's going to be snow or ice, and it's very, very certain, we will do coverage. So what you see on national weather networks, like what you see, those continuous live coverage in the field coverage kind of stuff, that is what we're planning on doing this entire weekend. Of course, we'll have breaks in between, but Mason, are you able to join in through much of the weekend and do your update, then I'll do my update?
I mean, I could try. I work on Saturdays, so I mean,
okay.
I can try.
Okay. So that's the plan. It all depends on how this forecasting is directly going to go. If if it does fall, I mean, I'm confident about wintry mix, but if it falls through as snow or ice. So we'll continue to see that. We'll continue to keep you updated on that latest information, the latest forecast there. Trying to think of what else to say. Mason, you got anything you want to say?
Not really. Just still be using caution if you're driving through any of this heavy rain right here. That's going through. That's just now entering our East Tennessee counties. By the way, I just noticed that entering our East Tennessee counties. This will be eventually moving into the Asheville metro area, and so if you have to be if you'll be driving out right now, make sure you be watching out for that. Not much I can think of, Beckett, really. I do look at this, though. Look at this. This line down here, you may notice down here, stars and thunderstorms across parts of Louisiana. And that's just a lot more warmer down there. So that's why there's a difference, really. There's actually a third layer of this system, and that is standard rain, really. So we're looking at snow, ice, and rain impacted with all the system, really. So it's like I said, there's a dividing line, really.
So while I do this quick look at the forecast yet again, Alex or Mason, can one of you guys text Connor and see if he is actually, if he is able to join?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. So again, this is my thought on how the forecast is going to roll out. If you're just now joining us, this is what exactly I'm thinking the forecast is going to happen. So Friday night into much of Saturday, you'll see much of snowfall accumulations, snowfall. And then we see going Saturday night into all of Sunday, that's when we see that mixed precipitation and more of the ice threat. That is directly because those temperatures still continue to remain relatively warm. So again, many changes are expected in the forecast. We'll continue to keep you updated on the latest information and forecast here and the reason why we're continuing to stay on air is because one of our forecasters is supposed to join us here in a moment. If you have any questions, directly just put them into the live chat. We'll answer them as much as possible here. I just see one. Snow day for school. Too early to say any specific details at this time. Yeah, too early for any of those to let you know if we're going to have a snow day or not. I mean, I think I'm confident that we may, but again, we're Wednesday night and this is supposed to happen Saturday. So, I mean, many changes are continuing to be possible. How long till we have a good idea? That would probably be close to the earliest that we would have those details. Those latest updates would be either the earliest being Thursday night. We would probably have a more accurate weather forecast through much of Friday. So Thursday is when we're planning on releasing our forecast map of where the worst is going to see it or what the greatest chance is going to be or where the less greater chance is going to be. But I feel like much of the viewing area will see all modes of precipitation from snow, sleet, ice, all of that. Just continue to keep it updated. We'll continue to provide you with all those information. Let's see. Let me check on other platforms here, see if you guys have any questions. Mason, do you have anything else you want to say while I'm looking at questions?
Not really. I'm just looking through some of my models, see if I can get an idea of something really. But like I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to get any an idea of what we're supposed to get really as far as look out for my future cast.
Okay. So probably if many of you guys have seen too on the graphics, the Highland Weather TV system, is showing red mode. So we directly decided to enter red mode through much of the forecasting region because of this increasing winter storm chance. How many inches? It's way too early at this time to say how much accumulation will fall, because I don't want to go out and say, oh, we're going to receive this amount of accumulation, and then the day before the storm hits, having to completely retract that entire forecast. No, same with the ice and same with the sleet. I don't want to go out and say how much accumulation will fall. We will get a better idea towards Friday night. Again, Thursday and Friday is when we're most likely to be able to tell you that snowfall or ice accumulation out of all. But it's that in between. It's one of those times where we're pretty uncertain with the forecast. We don't know exactly what's going to unfold directly out of it. Will it be safe to drive after the storm? It depends on the mode of precipitation. If we see a big amount of snowfall accumulation and temperatures will remain below freezing Monday, I would say it would not be as safe to drive out. It's the same with ice. If we see a lot of ice accumulations, it would also be unsafe to travel. So, I mean, it all depends on how much accumulation will fall, what those temperatures will be like during the storm. But things like that, I would definitely continue to just be prepared, be ready just in case you can't make it out to make it out driving. So just be prepared for worst case scenario. What time will you post updates? So
Connor posted something on the group chat.
Okay. Okay. Mason, are you able to fix that? Make it so he's able to join. Just send him the link and kind of step him through it.
I do have something as well to share.
Okay.
I don't know if you can take my radar full.
Let me answer this question just really quick, and then I'll jump it directly over to you. So we're getting a lot of the accumulations, a lot of the questions here. What time will you post updates? So we'll continue to post updates through much of the evening hours, overnight hours tonight, all day tomorrow, all day Friday. We'll be posting those forecast models. We'll be showing predictions of what we may see, but the Highland weather forecast directly itself, what we anticipate of accumulation, won't be posted out probably until late Thursday or through much of sometime around Friday. We don't have any specific time yet. We're still in the process of making those graphics. Continue to send your questions in. Until then, I'm going to go ahead and jump it over to Mason because Mason has a little bit of an update here. And then we got forecaster Connor directly in, and we'll see what his input is on this latest winter storm.
All right, thanks, Megan. So what I have up here is my future cast. It's a 1 hour snow accumulation. It's one of my models. And this is the latest really right here. The latest run, okay, of what's called the NBM model. And this is called 1 hour snow accumulation. You can see here across the southwestern part of the actual viewing area. I'll actually go ahead and zoom in on that really. And this, like I said, this could change, okay? But where you see these lighter blues to darker blues, that's where we could see some snow accumulation occur, I guess, within 1 hour. I've never used this really, Beckett. So, but yeah, this is, I guess, where the models are suggesting where we could see snow accumulation occur in 1 hour. And actually, what I can do is I can take a sample, a query of this. So we're looking at anywhere between approximately 3 to maybe 5 inches in an hour of snow. And this is, keep in mind, this is Saturday. I mean, not Saturday. This is Friday, rather. So this is
When is this for? Is this for Thursday night through Friday?
This this is the end of the run. So this is Friday at 7 a.m. So this may be a different snow shower. This may be a different snow area, in fact. Now that I think about it, or it could be the potential of the leading edge of the system, really. But anywhere right here could be getting 3 to 5 inches Friday morning. So this is the future time right here, 7 a.m. Friday morning right here. So we're looking at this area again, 3 to 5 inches. But I wanted to show that though, but I don't have anything for Saturday really, but I did want to show that because I did notice this really showed up on one of my models.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll watch it though. I will watch it. I'll see what happens. But as far as right now, this is Friday morning, so nothing, not getting anything for Saturday. But yeah, 3 to 5 inches, approximately 7 a.m.
All right. So Connor has officially joined us here. Connor, what is your predictions on the forecast total? I mean, not total, not the accumulation, but what do you think is the scenario of how this winter storm will go on?
I'm just been closely monitoring and watching this system very closely and whatnot. And one thing that I'm really waiting, and I'm not really buying much into the models right now and whatnot with the recent north trends that we've been seeing throughout yesterday and today and whatnot. What I'm really waiting on is for those data to come in from the airplanes and whatnot that they're currently flying across the country right now as we speak and whatnot, just dropping drop sounds to measure the information out of the atmosphere to really uh put that stock into the models and whatnot that they're reading to help better guide the storm to see exactly where it's going to go. And even I've talked to a few national weather services today throughout the southeast and whatnot, and they're not really buying the northern trends yet either and whatnot. They're thinking that it's going to start to come back south and whatnot. So I think that's something that we could possibly start to see tomorrow, and we're gonna have to really pay attention on that. Pay attention on that because that will really mean and make the difference between either a big snowstorm or B a big ice storm. And right now, we're looking at possibly historic once in a lifetime ice storm for the whole coverage area and whatnot. So
Right. So really quick, Mason. So we have, are you able to directly after you finish talking about this, are you able to show what you were just showing before, that snowfall accumulation on Friday morning for Henderson County? That's what someone was asking in the live group chat.
I mean, I could try. But what I have pulled up here is the ice accumulations again. Are you able to hear me still? I'm sitting down right now.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
So this is ice accumulation, still the same thing, that 72-hour interval. I was just taking samples of the ice accumulations that has been posted right now. And you see where the heaviness is supposed to occur really back across northern Alabama, southern Tennessee. This is millimeters for somewhat. My system measures in millimeters. But yeah, let me see if I can get back to the model really in well, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want the snow accumulations. I want that. And we'll go back.
And you know where Henderson County is on the map, right?
I am not. It's been a while since I've covered the Highland weather area.
Okay, so just south of Asheville, where you see the county for Asheville, that county right below it, where Hendersonville is.
Okay.
That one.
Let me see here. You said Friday morning?
Friday morning, yeah, the graphic you were showing before.
This is that same run right here, and still looking at the same 3 to 5 inches. But looking at possibly maybe 3 inches, maybe even around 2 inches going into western Henderson County.
Okay.
But like I said, don't hold your breath to that because these things could change.
And this is, and just to make it a little bit clearer here, this is not the system. This is not the same winter storm that we're going to see this weekend. This is just an isolated snow shower that's popping up Thursday into Friday. Also, more snow showers popping up Wednesday and the Thursday that remain mainly towards the North Carolina, Tennessee state line or across higher elevations near the higher peaks and ridge tops. Most likely the higher peaks and ridge tops of Henderson County that we'll see the accumulation. I'm not really expecting much out of the snow accumulation tonight and tomorrow night, but
Now,
that.
check this out. I'm sorry to cut you off again, but I wanted to show you this as well. This is still that same model that I was just showing for Henderson County. I expanded this out and look at this. This is still that 1 hour accumulation. And look at this. I believe this is associated with that storm, really, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know which direction the system's coming from, but to give you an idea, look at that. Again, this is snow accumulation, so this is approximate, so a little bit more higher, and what I have my palettes set to. Okay, but yeah, look at that. We can see a lot, really. And even check this out. Check this out right here. This is across from southern Kentucky all the way back into parts of northern Arkansas. Look at that. Possibly 5 to 6 inches, maybe even higher total, really, across these areas. So that should give you an idea of what we are talking about. Not saying that we can see like a 48 inches. We're not expecting to see that much. Not at all. But a good 4 to like what is the Morristown office saying again back in that winter storm watch? Is it 4 inches, I guess?
What are you asking?
The Morristown National Weather Service, what are they saying in their part of the winter storm watch? As far as snow accumulations, I forget.
I think that says significant snow accumulations remain possible. Snow and ice accumulations.
Okay, but how much? How much?
They didn't say specifically.
Okay, but a good 4 to maybe 10 inches possible. Okay, so anywhere between that run really, and of course, like the Greenville Spartanburg office said, maybe 1 to 6 inches total snow accumulations of 1 to 6 inches possible. Okay, so that should give you an idea right there. So I wanted to point this out. I expanded that view a little bit, and look at that. So
okay.
And hey Beckett.
Yeah.
Just an answer to your question, Mason. Out of NWS Morristown are saying total snow accumulations between 4 and 10 inches.
Oh, it did say it on there? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's right in the beginning of the paragraph where it gives like the different threats and whatnot.
Okay. All right. Are we good to go ahead and end the broadcast? Is anything else? Anyone else want to say anything?
I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we've covered all the major tech points really. I would say just be prepared. Of course, keep it here to the Highland Weather Network, and Beckett will have the latest. Really, if not, I will.
Yep. All right. Connor, you have anything else you want to say?
No, just to end things off and whatnot. I'm just gonna kind of re-emphasize what I said. I think we'll have a lot better idea and picture probably by at least maybe tomorrow going into Friday on exactly what's going to happen, whether this is going to be a historic snow or ice storm. So
that is correct. I do agree with that. We'll probably be able to see more information.
I do imagine though, Beckett, that tomorrow at some point I will start getting model runs from Fast Track as far as for like the weekend goes. Maybe some point tomorrow, if not Friday.
Okay. And what we'll probably do here with Highland Weather TV too is we'll continue with the Weather Watch programs with me through much of this week. And we'll continue to watch the track, continue to see the latest information. And we'll continue to monitor, see if we need to do a live update either tomorrow night or Friday night. We'll keep you updated with that latest information. You're welcome for the update. Again, one more time, really quick. Does anyone have anything they want to say before we officially end it?
No.
Okay. Mason, I'm going to leave it with a look at your radar. All right, everyone. I'm Chief Weather Forecaster Becca Webb here, along with Forecaster Mason, Forecaster Alex, and Forecaster Connor. Thank you so much here for tuning in to this live special coverage of this significant winter storm that is forecasted to make its way through. We'll continue to provide you with the latest weather information, the latest forecast through much of the next couple of days, couple of hours. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and leave you with the latest update or the latest look at the live Doppler radar.